Okay, got some textures on here. That's good. It's a bit intense and busy, this pattern. It might be distracting, but it's all right. I think I'm struggling with the contrast between the texture on this and the texture on that, and also the the um, the frequency, that is to say the size of the fabric, is these strings are much too big, and so it almost looks like static there. So I might consider replacing this with something else. I think this is fine. I mean, even if the fabric is a bit big, it's not as contrasty, but the combination of being a very high contrast of the whites and the blacks and the fabric size, the thread size being very thick, makes it a kind of a distracting, odd looking thing. It looks like you did some kind of more custom painting stuff on this, and that's good. Um, the boots are, I'm glad you have a texture on there, but I think it'd be good if you painted some variations, some darker areas and lighter areas. Maybe the sole is a different uh, material than the rest of the boot. It doesn't look like you made it to do the eyes. You definitely need to add the eyeballs and the skin. Well, I see that there's some kind of skin texture on here. It doesn't look like you actually painted any things like the lips in, or any colors around the eyes or nose or ears or any of that kind of stuff. So I think you got to get a little bit more into really painting the different shapes here. What's the UV editor? What do these things look like in here? Whoops. Sometimes it's funny about showing this stuff up, like getting this stuff to show up in here. I don't know why. I don't know. Is this just... Yeah, Alt Shift D. Let's check head texture. Yeah, I mean, just curious what that looks like in Photoshop. Um, let's look at the head texture, for example. I mean, it's really just solid blocks of texture. There's no painting here at all. And again, here it's I can see that you've sort of placed this stuff, but there's no painting. There's no dark or light areas, painting in folds, painting in details, those kinds of things. So I really think you could take another pass in this. Again, yeah, this is just slapping photographs on top of stuff. So what you want to get in there is actually paint details and not just throwing images on top of the UV map. So I think you could put a little more effort into this, and I think in particular the face needs some help, and the eyeballs. There is a tutorial in the module about eyeballs specifically that you can just follow to get those in there. So give that a shot. But yeah, I think it's okay, but I think you've got some basic textures on there, and that's good. But I think it could be improved by kind of loving on it more, and really painting some details.